coming off a 16-hour, 13-hour flight, never having practiced together, none of that, and we lose barely, and everybody's like, "Oh man, they're toast," and and even if you turned on like American sports talk shows, I mean everybody on us, you know. And so it felt like us against the world, literally, not like us against the rest of the world, us against the world, including here, you know. That's how it felt. And, you know, everybody wants to see us lose. And so because of that, like, I'm not going to lie to you, that shit was hard. Like, it was hard for us to win that medal. Like, we had to really win it. Like, it was tough. And so because of that, it just felt like I felt so accomplished in doing it. And we felt so accomplished in doing it. And, you know, to lose in the world championships, you know, a few years before, 2 years prior to that, you know, you got teams coming in thinking, oh man, we can beat them. No, you can't. Like, you can't. And that's how we felt, but no one else felt that way. And so to actually go accomplish it, it was a very special feeling. Like, it honestly, you couldn't have told me that wasn't my first time winning a gold medal. And that one, winning that one actually felt like accomplishing an NBA championship to me. Like, the first one didn't, but that one did. It was very special.
So long story short, every experience is something you can learn from.
100%. I learned a ton from this experience. It was great, and I think I grew as a player. I think I grew as a leader, and I think I grew as a man in that situation.
Follow-up question is totally different, though. How do you straddle that line between, you know, letting Andrew have his personal space and also knowing that what his absence might do to the team situation?
That would be like Andrew, who, as everyone know, previously just had a kid, you know, maybe, I don't know, 5 months ago or so now. That would be like me telling him, like, yo, your wife is going into labor. How dare you leave this team and not go tend to your wife for what that could mean for this team? That's something that's personal to him. That's health related. That's, you know, something that's personal to his family. This is no different. This is, you know, we're dealing with something that to me feels like has turned into a political war. When you're talking about a vaccination and non-vaccinated, I think it's become very political. And, you know, for someone who's not extremely into politics, when you make something so political and not everyone is into politics, then you can also turn those people off, you know? And, you know, I think there is something to be said for people's concern about something that's being pressed so hard. Like, why are you pressing this so hard? Like, so much, you're just pressing it. I think you have to honor people's feelings and their own personal beliefs. And I think that's been lost when it comes to vaccinated and non-vaccinated. And it kind of sucks that that's been lost because you're essentially not giving anyone, you say we live in the land of the free. Well, you're not giving anyone freedom because you're making people do something essentially without necessarily making them. You're making them do something. And that goes against everything that America stands for or supposedly stands for. And so I know I'm not in any position to go tell him what he should or should not be doing. And as a leader of this team, I'm not going to go to him and say, hey, man, we really need, no, the hell, you do what you feel you want to do. That has nothing. I'm not going to go and ask him, did he get a polio vaccine? So why would I go ask him if he got a COVID vaccine? You know, I remember the days when your medical history was private. I remember those days. I ain't that young to where I don't remember your medical history being private. And I also remember the days when you're voting, who you voted for was private. Your your choice on whether you were Democratic or Republican was private. I remember growing up and asking my grandma, who you vote for? And boy, don't ask me who I voted for. Like, are you crazy? You know, I remember those days, and it's not so much like that anymore, So I'm a little old school. I think, we get away from some things as a country, as a whole, as a whole being of humans. We always think we're doing better and you're getting better. And sometimes when you think you're doing and getting better, certain things get lost. And I think medical history right now is one of those things that's been lost. And it's not going back, so I'm not sitting here, crying for it to go back. It kind of is what it is. But I said all of that to say it's not my place nor my business on whether he gets vaccinated or not, or who else is vaccinated, or if you're vaccinated and I'm not, or if he isn't and she is. That's none of my business. And I think, people in this world could do themselves a great deal if they actually took that approach as well, because it's your own personal choice at the end of the day, what you do with your body. And,